VizMaker fully integrates with 3ds Max, Revit, and SketchUp. To start working, we just need to click on this icon, and the view will immediately switch to VizMaker. The same in 3ds Max. We just need to click on the same icon, and the view will also switch to VizMaker. We can also transfer any image to VizMaker. It can be a final render. It can also be a sketch, so we will now transfer a sketch of a car here. And to start working, we click on the first source image. And we want to make a final render from this, so we can, for example, choose the first rendering engine, give screen to render, give make. We can choose the second rendering engine, also give make with the same prompt. We can, for testing, also choose an experimental rendering engine. Choose a prompt preset here. For example, we give make, and here the images are being created. We do the same for the remaining images. Here, we based the work on nodes to make it as convenient, multi-level, and parallel as possible, so that we can work on many projects simultaneously. And now we can compare how our images look after rendering. We can also enlarge this preview to 100%. We can also move it to the left side for our convenience if we want to see it in higher resolution, or we can double-click on it. And also zoom in with the mouse wheel to see our render in full detail. We return to working on nodes, and let's see now how a simple sketch is rendered. With simple sketches, we can also use the prompt we used before, which is simply create photorealistic image. And now we click on Make. Let's also test this second rendering engine and the experimental one, which works quite well with products and cars. Here we have a classic raw screenshot from the Viewport, and now we want to turn it into a photorealistic visualization. And how can we do this in VizMaker? Because we must remember that we also need to prepare such a screenshot well so that it has properly set textures. And in such a situation, we use the first male renderer. It works perfectly in such situations. We give the first prompt, we give make, and here our render is being created. And now let's see, we can compare how our images look. From just the sketch, they turned out quite well. The experimental one a bit worse, so here we can very quickly test what works better for us. And in this way, we have quickly created a render from such a screenshot. We can now continue and make further improvements. We go to Details Editor, Make Brighter, because it seems a bit too dark. Okay, the preview is ready. Now, in my opinion, it looks perfect. We can add people, we select Add People, and for this version, for example, we want to add flowers. We select Add Flowers, we click Make, and another branch with our visualization is created. We can also switch it to a night scene. We select Day to Night, click on Make. And here we see that people have already appeared in our scene. We move on to the next tab, where, we can simply draw on our image. We want to remove this lady now, for example, so we draw a little arrow and describe it. It can be in any language, and we wait. After a moment, the preview has already rendered for us, and the lady disappeared. In our visualization, we can also mark many areas with different colors. For example, we can draw a place where we want, let's say, a dog to be, and mark in green the object we want to be removed. And now we just need to enter the appropriate prompt so that in this place, add a dog and remove the object marked in green. We click on Make, and in the meantime, let's see what we cooked up earlier. We can also conveniently compare these images in our application. We right-click on this image, select Compare A, and here we put it into slot B. And we can compare how our image looks now. And we can compare any images in this way. It works conveniently and very quickly. And now let's see how our prompt worked here. And this selection removed the mirror and added a dog. So exactly what we expected earlier. One of the interesting features in the Drawing tab is also pasting any photos, including those found on the internet. We can right-click, copy the graphic, and paste it into VizMaker, for example, by right-clicking Paste, or simply using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl-V. And now, after pasting this image, we can position it here and enter a prompt that will describe the swap of these two cars. I click on Make Now, and we see that the car has been replaced in our visualization. While drawing, we can also sketch how we want people to appear in our visualization. For example, we describe adding a person in a pose drawn in red. We can also add other people, for instance, drawn in different colors, so we can distinguish them later in the prompt. And let's see how our image finally turned out. It's quite good. The next thing is upscaling. It is essential in this type of work with AI images because, as we see here, they have a rather low resolution, which is 1200 pixels, so an upscaler can enlarge such an image up to 4 times. Let's give it twice for now. If we want, we can of course also adjust these parameters. Let's leave them in the standard position. We press Make. Exactly. And in the meantime, I also wanted to point out that our application can create videos in a convenient way. We have the best engines implemented here, which are used to create animations from photos. This engine creates an animation from 1 photo, and this one creates from 2 frames, which we can also load here, so for now, let's use it. We give ourselves a classic camera movement. We give Make. The animation is already being created here. It is ready, so we click and it will also be played automatically. Creating animations here is very quick and convenient. We can also enlarge them to see them in full glory. From the same interior, we can also create several other shots, and for this purpose, we go to the Details editor. We enter the appropriate prompt. It's best to specify the place we want to see in detail. So, in this case, we want to zoom in on the fireplace. We click on Make, and it gives us this exact shot now. And from these 2 shots, we can now create an animation. All we need to do is download this shot to our computer and now start the first shot. We now select Image to Video and choose the C-Dance engine. And now we will load the last frame, which will be visible in our animation. We now find the saved image. We enter any prompt. Here, the image is usually the most important. The prompt is less significant. We click on Make, and now the animation is being created, which finally looks like this. We see here the transition from the first frame to the last frame. The camera is positioned opposite the fireplace. We want to add, for example, more lighting effects, so I choose volumetric grace. We can also do a close-up from this interior, so we select Close-Up, click Make, and at the same time, we can continue working on our previous project. We would like to make it more realistic. We can choose this first prompt. We can also make a close-up from this exterior. We can, of course, add people. Meanwhile, we can already create an animation on our main shot, so we move to Image to Video. We select the link engine, set the appropriate number of seconds, choose the prompt, and now click on Make, and the video is already being created. Let's see what has been generated here. The lighting effects have just been added to our interior. In the meantime, let's take a look at the other renders that have been created here. This is a close-up render. It looks quite good, but it could use some upscaling, so often in situations like this, where we have a render almost ready, we use upscaling. I click on Make. In the meantime, let's also look at the video that was created from our exterior. It also looks quite good. And let's take a look at the upscaling of our close-up. It also turned out really well. Let's take a look at what was there before. There was indeed a lack of detail. Now it's really good. Another important piece of information is that if we dig a bit into these nodes, we can organize them. We right-click, choose Rearrange Nodes, and they will all be organized in such a way that the nodes that do not have additional connections go to the bottom, and the more additional connections they have, the higher they go. And we can also clear our entire workspace or remove individual nodes. If we clear the entire field, we can quickly return to what we were doing before. To do this, we simply need to load the image we used, which means we bring it into VizMaker and immediately see what was there before. We can also access the history. We can click on the Use option, and our entire previous workflow will be restored. If you need help with our application, we also provide active support and are developing our group on the Telegram Messenger. So click on this link and join or write to the email that is visible in the Support tab. If you see any errors or have ideas for improvements, please contact us. We are happy to hear them and might implement them in our application.